Along the Pacific Crest Trail, there are a lot of really cool and iconic spots that people look forward to seeing when they go out on their thru hike, and rightfully so. But today I want to talk about some hidden gems along the way, places that get a little bit less attention but still had a really big impact on my hike. Now, of course, this list is not exhaustive and experiences may vary, but if you're going out this year, here are just a few of the areas I would recommend you keep on your radar. All right, working our way south to north, the first one on my list is going to be Deep Creek Canyon. Now, there are, of course, the Deep Creek hot springs, which a lot of people know about, but I personally enjoyed all the miles leading up to the hot springs and the miles immediately following it. The entire canyon is exceptionally beautiful. The trail is extremely well graded in that area. The ground is soft. There are really cool wildflowers all around. And basically the trail just handrails Deep Creek kind of along the cliff, so you're looking down over the river for quite a few miles. And then of course you'll get to descend to the floor of the canyon and enjoy the hot springs that are right there along the river. Have dinner, camp there, even though technically it's not permitted. A lot of people do it anyways. And then when you leave the hot springs to the next town, again, you're just handrailing the river right along the cliff edge. Very mild grade and very enjoyable section of trail. Next up on my list is going to be the Hiker Oasis in Agua Dulce, right around mile 450. The PCT Hiker Oasis at Agua Dulce is a privately owned and operated kind of quasi campground. It's really just some guy and his wife built this out on their property specifically for PCT hikers, and they have everything that you need. They have a small resupply store there. They have laundry, they have showers, they have some foot baths, they have charging stations, and then obviously you can camp there as well. And the town of Agua Dulce is only a short walk from this place. Now, another reason I really enjoyed this spot is because it is just for PCT hikers, and because of that, the community there is awesome. The vibes are great. It's really easy to talk to new people, kind of get that sense of community, and it's really the first, purely hiker trash commune that you'll experience along the trail. And because of that, I would definitely recommend stopping there. It has everything you need, the town is nice, and the vibes are excellent. All right, and third on the list is going to be Vermilion Valley Resort, or VVR for short. This is not a super well-kept secret. It is fairly popular, but it is also off trail quite a ways, so a lot of people skip this and decide to push on. The only way to access it is, I believe it's like a 9 or 10 mile side trail or via a ferry. All right, the best parts about VVR. When you get there, you get a free beer. The dinner is really good, it tastes delicious, and the portion sizes are also gigantic, definitely enough to satisfy even hiker hunger. The camping is free and the campground is pretty nice. There's an area designated just for PCT hikers that is separate from anyone else that might be there for the weekend or whatever. It's right on the water. They have all sorts of board games and stuff that you can play with other people that are there. The community is great because a lot of people do stop here. And then when you're ready to get back to trail, they run a water taxi twice a day directly from VVR straight back to the trail. It's like $20. It takes 25 or 30 minutes across the lake, but the boat ride alone I think is worth it, and it saves you a couple hours worth of hiking to get back to the trail. All right, next on the list is a section of trail that I think is criminally underrated, and that is Tuolumne Meadows to Sonora Pass, ending at Kennedy Meadows North. The section of trail through Tuolumne Meadows is incredible. It's almost completely flat, and you're walking right next to this crystal clear, beautifully flowing river. You're only a couple feet away from the water at any given time. The meadow itself is really unique compared to the terrain that you would have just walked through up to this point. It's extremely wide across, really tall grasses, beautiful wildflowers, nice trees, granite outcroppings, and the entire time you're just walking flat right next to this beautiful river. It was great. And then as you approach Sonora Pass, there is one pretty long climb, but once you get to the top of it, you're basically riding the ridge and you have panoramic views on either side. You're looking back at the Sierra and you're looking forward at Northern California. It's kind of the unofficial end of the Sierra, I guess, or maybe it is the official end. But you have awesome views of where you just came from, and when you turn around, you have incredible views of where you are headed. And then the best part, you get to Sonora Pass, you hitch down to Kennedy Meadows North. They have a good resupply store there. They have everything that you need. They have an area out back just for PCT hikers. And the gem of Kennedy Meadows North is the bar/saloon right next door to the general store. I forget how old it is, but it has really cool historic roots. It's got an old-fashioned jukebox. The bartender there, he's awesome, super friendly. And then obviously there are going to be other hikers there, so it's a good place to socialize as well. If there's anything that you take from this video, please, when you go to Kennedy Meadows North, go to the saloon next to the general store. Next on the list is going to be a beautiful spot just north of Lake Tahoe, and that is Aloha Lake. This was easily in my top 3 campsites of the entire PCT. It is so serene, the water is crystal clear, the mountains surrounding it are incredible. There are all these granite outcroppings, there's plenty of places to camp, and I was actually intending to hike past it that day, and I couldn't help myself but stop and spend some time there. It would have been an absolute sin to just walk right past it. Definitely one of the most beautiful spots I saw on trail, and there's not really much else to say about this one, just that when you leave Lake Tahoe, definitely keep an eye out for that and maybe even plan to camp there. You will not regret it, I promise. Next on the list is going to be the town of Mount Shasta. This was not necessarily an intended stop for me, but something that was necessary due to the wildfires that we had to deal with, but I was really glad to go there. The town itself has everything you need. They have libraries, they have really good restaurants, they have a couple different hostels, plenty of hotels. Prices are a little bit steep. It is a touristy town, so you can expect that. I don't know how to explain it, but the town of Mount Shasta just has really good energy. It was one of my favorite stops along the way. And the other option in this area is going to be Dunsmuir. So if you're split between those two, I would recommend taking the extra hitch up to Shasta and just enjoy it. Really good place to reset and refresh and enjoy a true town day. Next on the list is going to be Shelter Cove Resort in Oregon. This is just a short walk off the trail. It's a really nice campground. They have showers, they have laundry, they have a general store and a small restaurant with really good made-to-order food. As for most campgrounds, they have a designated camping area for PCT hikers, and they also have a tent set up outside the general store for hikers as well. From my understanding, they do a lot of different events there, kind of on a nightly basis, and when I was there, it was a movie night. They set up an inflatable screen, played The Greatest Showman, gave out free hot chocolate and popcorn. It was just a really nice way to spend the evening. And then the next morning I did laundry and left there feeling super refreshed and really enjoyed my time here. Okay, and finally, this is going to be the town of Chelan, Washington. This can be accessed from Stehekin or from Stevens Pass. Most people will go from Stevens Pass to Leavenworth, which is also a really good stop and would recommend that as well. That's more commonly known, but the next kind of town over is Chelan. They have free public transportation over to the city. Really nice town, good resupply, good restaurants. There's a beautiful lake there with beach access, good place to go swimming, relax, whatever. This is kind of a personal anecdote for me, but this is one of my favorite stops because I cowboy stealth camped right on the beach there. So beautiful way to end the night and wake up in the morning to a sunrise over the beautiful Chelan Lake. And then there's a ferry that connects from Chelan to Stehekin. So whether you're coming off the trail and hopefully this doesn't apply this year, but we had to go around because of wildfires, you can get from Chelan to Stehekin and then take a shuttle from Stehekin up to the trail. So this is just my list of hidden gems along the PCT. I have no doubt that I missed a bunch of them, so if you've thru-hiked before and you think I left something off the list, leave it down below so the class of 25 and the future classes can get to enjoy those spots as well. Appreciate you guys watching, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.